that once a lady by the name of Khansa bint Khadim al-Ansariya, she approached the Prophet and said that she has been forced by her father to marry a man who she did not like, and the Prophet nullified the marriage. Permission of both boy and girl is equally important for a marriage to solemnize in Islam. And in Islam, we prefer calling the woman folk by the correct terminology, not by the English word housewife. Because she's not married to the house to be referred to as housewife. Housewife means wife of the house. We prefer calling the women folk as homemakers because they make the home, they build the home. And she's married to an equal. In Islam, men and women are equal. Equality does not mean identicality. And the glorious Quran says in Surah Baqarah chapter 2, verse number 228, that the women have rights as against them on terms equitable, but the men have a degree of advantage. Many of the men, including many Muslims, they misunderstand the meaning of this verse and they think that men are superior. Some of them think that the Quran says men are superior. And they quote a verse of the glorious Quran in Surah Nisa, chapter 4, verse 34, it says, Ar-rijalu qawwamun 'ala an-nisa, that the men are the qawwam of the women. Qawwam comes from the root word aqama, which means to stand up for. What it actually means, that the men have 1 degree of extra responsibility in supporting the women. They don't have 1 degree extra superiority in bossing over the women. They have 1 degree additional responsibility in supporting the women. Because the verse continues that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given one more strength than the other. And the glorious Quran says in Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse number 19, that treat your wives on footing of equity and kindness. And I started my talk by quoting a verse from the glorious Quran, from Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 187, which says, Hunna libasul lakum, wa antum libasul lahunna, that they are your garments and you are their garments. The roles of husband and wife in a family are that like garments. Garments are used to conceal. Husband and wife should conceal each other's faults. They are used for protecting. They should protect each other. They're used for beautification. Husband and wife should beautify one another. It's a role of a hand and glove. And in Islam, the men are supposed to be the bread earner in Islam, in the family life in Islam. A woman, she need not earn her living. Before she's married, it's the duty of the father and the brother. And after she's married, it's the duty of the husband and the son to look after her boarding, clothing, lodging, and all financial aspects. She need not work for a living. She is financially more secure as compared to the man in Islam. But if she wishes to work, if there are financial problems, she may work as long as the atmosphere is Islamic and Islamic work and within the purview of the Islamic Sharia. Even during marriage, she is on the receiving end. The Quran says in Surah Nisa, chapter 4, verse number 4, that give to the woman a marital gift in dower. That means for a marriage to solemnize, a mahr has to be given. The husband gives to the would-be wife a marital gift. It's compulsory. But in the country where I come from, that's India, the society, it's the opposite. The dowry is given by the woman to the husband, would-be husband. And it's a cultural practice which has poisoned the whole society. If a woman has to marry a graduate, she has to give 100,000 rupees. If it's an engineer, she has to give 500,000 rupees. If it's a doctor, 1 million rupees, as they are selling, herds and cattle in the marketplace. In Islam, it's prohibited to demand any dowry from the wife. Willingly, if the parents of the wife give certain gifts, they're most welcome. But demanding directly or indirectly is prohibited. You cannot say that my son, he likes to travel in a Mercedes car, indicating that you require a Mercedes car in dowry. My son likes to live in a 4-bedroom flat, indicating that in marriage, I will marry my son to your daughter only if you give a 4-bedroom apartment. Demanding directly or indirectly dowry from the would-be wife is not allowed in Islam. And if suppose the woman becomes a widow, unfortunately, she even gets her share. And a woman even inherits. She even gets maintenance in the period of iddah, financial support. And even if divorce takes place, she gets financial support. And there is a great misconception amongst the people regarding why does Islam allow a man to have more than one wife. Time doesn't permit us to go into the details of why it allows, but just in brief, I'd like to say that in fact, all the religions, if you read the scriptures, they did give permission